welcome back to the Dice Tower's coverage of GAMA 2017. Sitting with me now, I am lucky to have the lovely, adorable Lance Meister. Welcome, Lance.
Hi, Suze.
It's always nice to have somebody from Tasty Minstrel Games here. And I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about what you've brought, because I've seen these around a little bit. I'm excited, so tell me all about it, please.
All right, cool. This is Zooscape. This is from Hisashi Hayashi, the same person that designed Yokohama, which is also coming out this year from Tasty Minstrel Games. This is a game that was originally called Curio Collector, but we rethemed the game to a zoo theme. What it is that the animals have escaped from the zoo. It's for 3 to 6 players, and your job is you are a zookeeper, and you're trying to capture animals to put in your zoo. And so since all these zoos lost all their animals at the same time, now is your chance to get the best possible animals in your zoo, so you can have the best zoo possible. So the cool thing about it is that, first of all, we have fantastic art for all the cards, and what it is that you're trying to capture all of these different types of animals that are worth the points. They're worth the points that are listed on the card. So like giraffes are worth 7, snakes are worth 4, elephants are worth 8, things like that. But then also, and it might be tough to see on the camera, but there's a little tiny symbol that tells you how many of those particular animals you can possibly have in your zoo. If you have more than those, then they aren't going to be worth anything. So a giraffe is worth 7 points if you have one of them, but if you get 2 of them, neither of them are worth anything. So the trick of the game is that one person will be the splitter of the, and they're going to look at all the different cards, and they're going to try to figure out which one, where they want to split in half. So maybe, like, at the beginning, there's a really good elephant for 8 points over here, and there's a fish. Fish are great because they're worth 5, and fish don't care. They'll hang out with each other. And so you're going to be kind of looking at, maybe you want to, like, the chameleon's a good card because it can take the shape of another one. So they decide they're going to put the split right there because it's still, this one over here still had some pretty good cards. Now we only have 2 players, you and me, but what happens is that you have these cards on the backs. They look like this as far as the Zookeeper goes, but on the forward it says the first or the second, and you notice this says first and second. So each person at the table is going to choose one of these cards, and here, take 2 just so we can pretend it. Okay. So we both, and so
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler. And so, like, and then we'll say, like, the third person that we're playing with is over here. And then and I love reveal moments in games. I love that little moment of tension where you look and you quick see. So everybody flips it over. And so the person who picked 1 and both of us picked 2, we're like, I wanted 2. So we're going to be fighting again, but this person's going to get to take all of these cards and put them in their zoo. And now hopefully they don't get too many of a certain animal or anything. They'll still be worth points. So now we would move these, and so then it would be Suze's turn to pick where she's going to put the split. So she's going to look at the options, and she's going to choose one. And so she puts the split there, and so then we'd vote again. So we'd have to decide. Here's your second one. No, I'm going to pick 1. You pick 2.
Okay,
all right. So and then okay. So then you'd get these 2, and I would get those 4. And the thing, it continues going down until everybody at least get cards. So you're always splitting it back and forth until eventually somebody has everything, and then you just you have a giant deck of cards with more animals in it, and you do it again. And it's one of those really fun games that takes about 2 seconds to teach, but it has fun bluffing moments and everything like that, because, like, if there's more than one giraffe on one side, do you do it in a certain way to, like, convince people that's where you're going to go, but then you kind of jam them a bit and make them take animals they don't want. And there's other cards as well. There's like a hunter card that's worth negative points that you'd get, or there's other cards like I said, like the chameleon that can adapt and change its shape and stuff like that. So we really like it. It's really easy to teach and fun, and I think it's one of those. It's a mega, and not like it's a filler game, but it really isn't a filler because it has really great decisions throughout the whole game.
Totally. I mean, Hisashi Hayashi is a phenomenal designer and quite prolific, and always very clever in how they use mechanisms, and so it doesn't surprise me. And the I cut you choose mechanism, absolutely one of my favorite mechanisms, and this is pretty exciting. Is
that from when you had pie when you were younger, and you and your siblings had to cut the pie?
Yes, and but see, in that case, I would both cut and choose. Because when it comes to pie, there are no rules when it comes to pie.
Awesome.
And thank you so much for showcasing. I do feel like it's worth highlighting, and I encourage you to bring the cards over for people. If you have not seen Zooscape in person or online yet, check it out. The art is incredible. They found this wonderfully talented artist Katie Lipscomb, and the art is out of this world.
I like the wolf card because it looks like the 3 wolf t-shirt.
The 3 wolf t-shirt, right? And you know that was totally intentional. It's very, very clever. So that is Zooscape. Talk to me a little bit about when it's going to be available.
This is it's on the boat, so it's on its way. So we're looking at Q2, and people should expect to see it really soon.
And do you know offhand what the MSRP will be?
Don't hold me to it, but I want to say 20 or 25.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, let's take a look at what's next.
Diaryman! And I'll do this one quick. This is a really cool push your luck dice game, and it is about collecting milk and then turning that milk into cheese or
frozen goods.
Or frozen goods, yes, exactly. So what'll happen is that when you start up, and there's a big stack of these, and they start off with on the milk side, and so then there will be and there's a big, and the game plays out until you run out of these particular the stack or whatever. So you put these 3 out there, and you can see there's a 10, there's a 20, and a 30, and there's these symbols. And I'll talk about those in a little bit. But on a person's turn, so I'm going to have you roll the dice here because you're going to be playing. So you're going to roll those dice, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to want to look for 2 or 3 dice total that are going to total 10 points.
Okay.
So you got to be able to figure that out. And it's got to be 2 or 3 dice. So you would take those and you would go ahead and place them on there. And now you'd have the option if you wanted to stop and because it's a push your luck dice game, you want to stop or you want to keep rolling. So just keep rolling.
I want to keep rolling.
Okay,
There's no question. Come on.
And so then now can you figure out a 10 now?
Yes.
Okay, so then you'd put those on there. Now the interesting thing is that if you wanted to, if you got another 10, you could put it on there and you'd say, well, why wouldn't you do that? And then you'd stop and you could collect your things. Because if you can get all the way to here, you can start getting these things that are freeze tokens that are going to allow you with these cards that have these freeze tokens. If you get them, you can flip them over and turn them into ice cream and they give you special powers or more points. So let's see if you can keep the luck going here.
All right, I'm horrible with dice at some point, so let's see. Oh my gosh!
You did it!
I did it! This is the best day ever.
The perfect roll. So you put that on there. You're going to get a freeze token, and now you have a total of 30, and then you get to pick, which ones you want to take. So you could take this 10, you could take this 20, you could take this 30. You can look at the back and see that it has a special symbol that allows you to do a re-roll of dice, so you'll be able to use that as a power.
Yeah.
And then you just collect those, and that is the entire game.
That's the whole game.
If you fail, you do get one of these tokens that's called a back order token because you don't get to collect any milk and you get to hold on to that. And then next time you roll, you get one of these dice and you get to add it to your thing. So there's a little bit, if you get some bad luck with the dice, there's a little bit of a catch-up mechanism.
It balances out a little bit.
It is worth -5 points at the end of the game, but ultimately when your next turn comes up, it works really well. So, I mean, it's a game that my daughter and I play a lot of because it's quick and it's cute and, it's fun making milk and cheese and ice.
I like making the ice cream beds.
And so some of these also, they have...
little dice symbols.
So if you get that die symbol, if you roll a 5 with your yellow die, then you're able to flip that one over and then turn it into some wonderful cheese, and then it's worth more points. Yes, cheese indeed.
Cheese. Well,
so, and this one, I think it's actually coming over the same time as Zooscape, so that one will also be on their store shelf pretty soon.
So very, very, very soon for Diaryman. That is adorable, and what a fun little push your luck game.
Yeah.
I'm really excited by these. Thank you so much for bringing them in. They're both really good looking games in different ways, but they're just very. They have great table presence.
Yeah, and it's just and big, thick, chunky tiles, and the whole this is just a fun game to play. And so I mean, yeah, it isn't going to be the most brain burning thing ever, but you're going to have fun playing it. And then also any kind of dice game like this, it's especially when you got done those last 3 dice, everybody's like, okay, is she going to do it, or is she gonna get bent here on this thing? No, you pulled it off. And look at you, you're like, yay, I got 10. So I mean, and that's one of those cool things about these games. I like having everybody at the table watching what's going on and engaging in what's happening. Yeah. So
you do great impressions, Lance. Thanks a lot.
But thank you.
Well, thank you, Lance, so much from Tasty Minstrel Games. Check out Zooscape and Diaryman in your stores very, very soon, and hopefully we'll see you again very, very, very soon yourself.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care, everybody. We will see you next time.